Joe Veleno, the first QMJHL player to ever be granted exceptional player status by Hockey Canada, was immediately thrust into the limelight, joining only 4 other players to be able to play as a 15-year-old in the CHL. Those 4 are John Tavares, Aaron Ekblad, Connor McDavid, and Sean Day. 2 cornerstone pieces, a generational talent, and Sean Day, who hasn't quite lived up to his exceptional status, but is a solid NHL prospect nonetheless. Expectations were sky high for Veleno in his historic first year in the Q, and I think it's fair to say that while his numbers weren't eye-popping, they were definitely respectable. He posted 43 points in 62 games, which he then followed up with in his draft -1 year with 40 points in 45 games, increasing his points per game, but not at the rate of which you would expect a potential first overall pick. And now in his draft year, there's much debate about whether he should even be ranked in the top 10. So let's talk about Veleno's game, get into the numbers a little bit to see if this criticism is warranted. Like my other prospect videos, I'd like to once again emphasize that a lot of my research is based off the opinions of other scouts in the scouting community. So with that being said, let's get into it. Veleno doesn't play the flashiest game, but that doesn't mean the 6'1", 192-pound center can't carve up a defense. His best strength is his ability to create offense for his teammates by combining his poise, quick feet, and vision. In his own words, he likes to attract players to him so he can move the puck to his line mates. This gravity, so to speak, is what makes him such a threat in the offensive zone. NHL Central Scouting sees a veteran game in Veleno with the right amount of touch and finesse when you need it. Let's look at some examples of his work in the offensive zone. Here on the power play, Joe Veleno, number 9, freezes the defender and walks around him. He's in a strong stance to shield the puck from the defender's flailing stick. Now that the defender is out of position and can only defend by reaching with his stick, Veleno baits the defender to outstretch the stick, doing this by having his stick face open, and just as the puck comes off, he rotates his wrists, changing the angle of the pass, and is able to thread the needle through the defender. Poise, maturity, vision. This next clip is a great example of how he's able to slow down the game in order to draw defenders towards him, and then he's able to use his quick feet to create space to then find open teammates. This next highlight is an even better example of how he uses his feet, patience, and vision to create opportunities for his teammates. This is his bread and butter. He also has the touch to create as well with this amazing saucer pass. For someone who's been hyped for a while, there's not a lot of video out there that I can go over, and since I don't watch the Q that often, that's all the video I have for you guys. Veleno is also heralded as a solid 200-foot player, and while I can't show you guys video evidence, we'll have to go over some scouting reports. The draft analyst admires Veleno's quick feet, not only in the offensive zone, but also away from the puck, as it allows him to be an aggressive forechecker as well as solid on the penalty kill. It sounds like he's willing to go the extra mile as a center and really get down below the circles in his own zone to support his defenseman. Veleno's midget coach, John Goyens, who's also coached the likes of Jonathan Drouin, Anthony Duclair, and Mike Matheson, has said that no one at Veleno's age who is a skilled forward could play a 200-foot game like Veleno. So why is a guy who is an above-average setup man with a solid two-way game slipping down draft boards? Well, for starters, this draft is pretty stacked and a lot of players are rising. We could also be seeing what happened to Jacob Chychrun, where a player has been in the limelight for so long, scouts start to see them as a bit more dull, especially if their growth isn't exponential. But let's actually get into some numbers. In his draft -1 year, Veleno played in 45 games with 13 goals, 27 assists, and 26 primary points while converting on 12% of his shots. This year in 40 games, Veleno has 6 goals, 36 assists, and 28 primary points while converting on 4.6% of his shots. Last year, 58% of his shots were considered low danger, and this year that number is up to 83. He only has 1 goal from his 8 high danger shots this year and is 0 for 14 with medium danger shots. So the assists and primary points are trending upwards, but for whatever reason, Veleno is taking more low quality chances this year and his shot isn't good enough to compensate. I have a hunch that because the Sea Dogs were so bad this year that when he's controlling the puck in the offensive zone, he was settling for these low quality chances instead of maybe opting to pass to a teammate unless they were in a favorable position. When you have no options, the safest play is to fire it on net and hope for a rebound. Since being traded to Drummondville, Veleno has 0 goals and 11 assists in 9 games on the QMJHL's highest scoring team. At the U18s against his peers, Veleno led the Canadian team in points and was top 5 in tournament scoring with 7. He controlled 62.2 of all shot attempts at 5-on-5, but his Corsi 4 relative was -2.6. So what is Joe Veleno? He's above average in most aspects of his game relative to his peers, but nothing screams game breaking to me. I think he's going to be a solid all situations top 6 center, but I don't think he'll be able to carry teams in the NHL. His game should translate well into the NHL, but I have a hard time seeing him being more than a 65-point player who's really good in both ends. That's still a fantastic player. So that's gonna do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please let me know by leaving a like, as I spent a lot of time researching this. So definitely let me know if you want to see more of these, and also let me know who you want me to cover in the comment sections down below. If you're new to the channel, please consider hitting subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.